All right, looks like I am live. Happy Tuesday, everyone. So today's topic, relaxation remorse. So do you suffer from this? I know I do. Full compassion. This has been a real struggle for me. And I'll talk a little bit around why that is and how it shows up. But what is relaxation remorse first? Well, it's really that discomfort or guilt you feel in the absence of stress. For example, when you take time off from work, when you sleep in, or you put your phone on do not disturb for a period of time, and you feel guilty that you're not accessible and all those sorts of things. It's that feeling of guilt for wasted downtime whenever you take a break, and it often, and why is it a problem? Well, it often results in us taking fewer breaks or simply breaks that are less replenishing. It's even simple things like putting off lunch because we've got a deadline to do, all of those sorts of things, right? And that can obviously have a devastating effect on our emotional, social, and physical health, especially when we exceed our ability to recover, right? And, I think it really stems from the hustle culture, that whole mentality of wearing stress as a badge of honor, and that toxic corporate culture, which I've been a part of for many years, where our hours of overtime or hours spent at work or in office under stress as equating to us being seen as good workers or good humans, right? Or dedicated to our career or whatever that case may be. Now, there's a whole gamut here of deep work here that can be done on identifying and releasing those beliefs. And where do they come from? Well, they've stemmed from us, from our family and our cultural lives, right? So, like in my family, for example, there was often a lot of comments made around laziness. There was also, oh, I don't have time to do this from parents because I'm so busy working, and they were seen as being good because they were providing, because they were working, 15-hour days when they didn't necessarily need to be, right? And so that always being busy and always doing something was seen as productive. It was seen as busyness and stress as being equating to doing your job well, being a good human, and doing what you needed to, right? And a lot of our work culture has been done on that as well. I mean, even if you look at any kind of American TV show, and most of them are about people in their occupations and how much time they spend at work, which is a bit weird if you ask me. But so anyway, there's a whole, we've got these beliefs around what we're associated with, good or bad, what it takes for us to be recognised, and it doesn't even have to be achievement, right? It's just the fact that you're looking like you're about to achieve something, because obviously you're putting all these hours into stuff, right? But those hours aren't necessarily equating to anything that is productive, and it's probably detrimental to you, and probably making your productivity suffer as a result, right? So there's some two simple techniques, right, that you can do now. Because, obviously, unpacking some of our limiting beliefs and stuff like that. But one, first, we have to become aware of them. And two, we want to have to change. And that can be difficult, right? And we don't sometimes know what the alternative is, right? So there's a simpler thing that we can do to just kind of start being a little bit more conscious around the actions that we do, and starting that journey around how we can help to resource ourselves and fill the tank. So what I mean by that is, you're feeling drained from all these extra hours and all the busyness and everything you should be doing, and you find it difficult to relax and all those sorts of things. Well, there's some simple things that we can do to kind of alleviate that relaxation remorse and feel like we're still doing things as well, right? So the two simple things that I could think of was, one is to start framing recovery as an active process. So for example, this might be thinking of ways that breaks could actually make you more productive at work. So, if you're like, well, actually, if I take this lunch break now, maybe do a quick 5-minute meditation, or go have a nap or something like that, I'll actually come back fresher and get more stuff done. Or things like, if you're doing exercising and you're really enthusiastic, actually taking rest days after exercise and realizing that that's what your muscles actually need to recover and to grow and to come back stronger, right? And the other thing that you can do is start to incorporate active forms of recovery into your routine first, rather than passive activities, because that's going to be a lot easier, right? And because you still feel like you're doing things, and so then it sort of alleviates that relaxation remorse. And it could be things that are as simple as like taking a walk whilst on a meeting. I've done that a couple of times when there are meetings that you just need to listen into. So I'm like, well, I might as well do some cardio and get out some fresh air and stuff like that. Or sometimes I do it when I'm a bit frustrated at something, or I've got a problem to solve, and I just really need to get out of the environment I am and have a different, like, fresh perspective. The other thing is to actually be strategic in connecting with a colleague or a friend over coffee to get away from your desk or whatever you're doing, or break up your day, right? And the other thing sometimes I do is something as simple as, folding washing while planning my day, because it's a benign task, and something just having my hands doing something and being able to concentrate and think in deep thought can actually help me. So what I want to know is, let me know in the comments if you struggle with relaxation remorse, and something this week you'll try to consciously fill your own cup so that you come back refreshed and you're able to tackle things better and things seem easier.